I sold my bank on my maxed account, and now I want to rebuild. Let's make some money. The last few times I've come back to RuneScape, I got discouraged by the grind again. I already had this maxed account just sitting here, so I decided to start as fresh as I can on this account. I sold and dropped my whole bank, with the exception of a few things. Don't worry, I won't be using any of the tier 90 gear or potions I have in there. But the untradables, I can unlock. When it comes to dungeoneering rewards, I just need to get the amount of tokens the item would cost. I will include the Ectoplasmator here with a cost of 34,000 tokens, which is the same as the Bone Crusher. With my untradable tradables, specifically the Amulet of Souls and Reaper Necklace, I will need to put 25 mil for each in my GE slot so I don't have to buy more of them. With untradables like the Slayer Helm, I need to have a 10 mil bank. This goes up in increments. Like the first 10 mil I make allows me to unlock one item, then when my bank is 20 mil I can unlock the next, and so on. This has to be tradable wealth. If I buy something like a max cape for 2.4 mil, I'm down 2.4 mil. That is not tradable wealth anymore. I don't have to put this money in the GE tab, however. I just need to have a bank value of 10 mil. I'm also going to put requirements on unlocking various pieces of content. For example, once my bank is worth 15 mil, I'm allowed to go to God Wars Dungeon. To unlock God Wars 2, I need at least 500 KC from any boss at God Wars 1. For Araxxor, I need to obtain a drop from each God Wars 2 boss. This will hopefully keep variety up, and I'm not just going to camp Vindicta. And to unlock Nex, I need to get 100 kills at Araxxor. This is just what I've come up with, and may be subject to change. I may have to make some of these requirements harder. Keep in mind, once I unlock content, I'm allowed to go back to it. For example, when I unlock God Wars 2, I can still go back and kill God Wars 1 bosses if I want, but I won't be making any progress towards the next unlock. I do start out with a lot of content unlocked, so if it isn't explicitly stated on this unlocks list, I'm allowed to go do it from the start. Things like quest rewards and achievement rewards are all fair game, as long as I can go claim them. With that being said, let's get into it. I started off by collecting white berries in Turanwin. After a trip, I was blown away by how much money this made. I was expecting to sell white berries for about 1k each, when in reality they sell for over 7k each right now. It was making 4.5 mil an hour after I got my yak. It took about 6 minutes per trip banking at the max guild, then using the lodestone back to Turanwin. I did this for a while to make enough money for some potions. Made about 20 Holy Overload potions and a good stack of Super Anti-Fires with the intention of going to QBD. So I grabbed Vanquish from the Quest Point shop and changed my mind. I bought myself a Dungeoneering skill cape and went to Frost Dragons. Again, I was surprised with this method in a few ways. I was able to take each dragon down really quickly, for starting with a tier 75 spear and a few pieces of Bandos. The other aspect of this method that shocked me was that I was getting less GP per hour than I was just picking up white berries. My trip looked like this. I would make sure my prayer was restored at the max guild, tele over to the dungeon with the Dungeoneering cape, drink 1 dose of Holy Overload and 1 dose of Super Anti-Fire, and pray Turmoil the whole time and Soul Split when I needed to. I stayed for the duration of the potion doses, tallied back to the max guild bank, and repeated. I'm sure I could have done this more efficient than I was, but there was so much running around here that I preferred white berries to doing them. The last method I used was hunting Grenwalls in the Garajo resource dungeon. I picked up my Sliskay's endgame rewards and some box traps and headed over there. My method was very standard, no tick manipulation or anything to increase efficiency. This method varied a lot in its GP per hour, but it averaged out for me about 4 mil per hour. There wasn't a lot to this method, because I have the Turanwin Quiver 4, so I didn't need to bait the traps or anything. I just banked the herbs when my inventory got full in the deposit box inside the dungeon and kept hunting. I ended this video with about 20 mil overall, and about 16 mil of that is tradable wealth. I've passed the 10 mil tradable wealth mark, which means I now have access to my Slayer Helm. I also passed the 15 mil mark, so I have access to God Wars Dungeon 1. Next episode, I'll be getting into God Wars Dungeon 1. I know I'll be killing bosses in there, working towards the unlock of God Wars Dungeon 2. But who knows, I may have some other money making methods in there. Thanks for watching.